Hello everybody, so in today's video I'm going to be covering my experience as a 988 operator 1 month into the job by myself versus the last video where it was training and I was accompanied by someone during the training. This is going to be my experience by myself as a 988 operator so far. The first topic I'll be talking about is the stress level. Is it stressful? Is it not? Obviously that's a false dilemma just because there is a great degree of variance when it comes to the stress level. So the stress level is probably going to be based on people's different lived experiences and backgrounds, and the underlying assumption there is as people have lived through these lived experiences that they'll be able to manage their stress more efficaciously and then consequently be able to get to a point where their ability to manage stress is fairly good. So I do feel that the lived experiences that I've gone through have really helped me get to this point in life where I do feel that this job is a good fit. I'm going to be talking a little bit about my experiences. So I'm 31 years old and I've gone to school formally for psychology. So I got my bachelor's degree in psychology at San Diego State University, and then I got a master's degree in psychology as well, in general psychology, at Loras College, which is in Dubuque, Iowa. So because of that, I do feel that these two things have really helped with preparing me for the job in terms of the formal education. Now, about the lived experience, I do feel that the lived experiences that I've been through have also prepared me for this job. And but it's not only the lived experiences inherently, but it's the ability to manage the kind of trauma. And I don't want to say trauma like that because it's not trauma for me, because I do feel trauma is something that's bigger, but in terms of the micro trauma, I guess you could say, of those lived experiences. So in 2017, I experienced a vicissitude where I had a botched eye surgery, and because of that, it led to some suicidal ideation from 2017 to 2020. A very, very difficult period of my life for me. That's not to say that it was extremely difficult or anything like that, but for me, it really was one of those profound experiences that I found to be extremely difficult to go through, especially when you're having suicidal ideation. The other experience, probably, a breakup, right? Just like anyone, breakups are hard, especially the first one you had. So I went through something like that. So, I can add that kind of to my repository of, or to my repertoire of lived experiences. But really, the last thing that's really helped me with being a good fit for this job or preparing me for this job is that I've been in a high stress environment. So I used to work in sales. That being said, is a very stressful environment because you have the stress of the client or the prospect, and then you have the stress of management, being on top of you with the quota and stuff. So these two factors are really hard to deal with. And so that being said, I do feel like those things really prepared me for this job as a whole. So all that really prepared me for this job. And that being said, I don't feel the overwhelmingness of this job. But that's not to say that I don't feel stressed. I do feel stressed with this job, in that I do feel like the emotional component to be stressful, namely when people, start talking to me about their stories, or if anything, they start putting their anger towards me. It could be as a matter of projection or transference or these kinds of things. So these kinds of things are stressful. So yeah, so that being said, that's one part that's been stressful. The other part that's been stressful, and that dovetails into this next topic, is when callers call in and they're expecting an answer from you, like an immediate answer. They want an answer that'll solve all their problems, and the problem with this is that you just don't have their totality of their experience, and because of that, you don't have the perspicacity to really tell them like an effective solution that's going to change their life forever. It could happen, but the possibility of that happening is rare, and more times than not, the interlocutor already is going to know what to do, but they're just deferring that responsibility or that onus onto you because they don't want to deal with it themselves. It's this kind of anxiety of taking responsibility for their own problems and their own solutions. So is it stressful? Is it not? Again, there's a great degree of variance. Have I found it stressful? I found that the life experiences that I've taken on has prepared me to be a good fit for this job and to handle the rigors and stressors of this job. So that's really all I wanted to talk about today was the stress of this job. I'm going to be delving into further topics in the future, but just let me know what you'd like to hear moving forward, and I can make more videos about the subjects that you'd like to cover in future videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and have an awesome day.